This week I have Nicola Joss, so I'm sure so many of you already know Nicola Joss. She is a world-renowned facialist. She's even won awards to say she's a world-renowned facialist. And we are going to be showing you techniques for the jaw and the jowl area. So I'm going to be showing you a few and Nicola's going to be showing you a few, and we're also going to be answering your questions on the jaw area, on the jowls, but also any part of the face. You can ask us anything, so pop your questions up, and in about 15 minutes or so Nicola and I will go through those questions and we will answer them. So I'm going to see if Nicola is here. Hi!
Morning.
Hi!
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm okay, thank you.
Good, good. So lovely to see you. I'm so excited we're doing this.
I know, how wonderful. How are you?
I am good, thank you. Just navigating my way through 2021. How about you?
Pretty much the same, my darling.
It is, isn't it? Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited about this, Nicola, and I know already people are putting loads of questions up for us, so we'll go through those in a moment. But what I thought it'd be nice to do today is to really focus on this sort of lower face area, so the jaw area, jowls, yeah, all of that area. So maybe if we start off today with you showing us, say, three of your favourite techniques for this area. I'll be joining in and everyone at home can join in, and then we'll swap over and I'll show you three of my favourite techniques, and then we'll go through everybody's questions.
Fantastic. Okay, well, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm honoured to be on your channel. I love it. I love everything that you do. So thank you. I'm just going to turn my volume down because I think a little bit of feedback. There we go. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining. Okay, so the jaw area is kind of one of the main areas that we hold tension and stress, and especially emotional tension, emotional stress, any fears, any anxiety. So although that goes on in our mind space and our ego can attach to that, and then off we go to another part of the world with anxiety and stress and start creating those stories around those emotions that are not true. Those stories, we're just creating them, and things get worse. So we want to remove those layers, because not only are you dealing with stress and tension and fear and anxiety in the headspace, but that imprints into our physical being, doesn't it? So it holds and imprints into predominantly this area, guys. So I'm going to show you just a couple of moves that I do, that I instruct in my one-to-ones when I'm doing consultations, but also when I'm doing my lives. I like to keep a set of movements that everyone becomes familiar with, that's very easy to use. So with regards to the jaw area, which is a strong area, and this muscle here is the strongest muscle in this part of the body. In fact, I think it's the strongest muscle in our body, and it does a lot, this big masseter muscle. So we tend to hold everything here. But what I like to do first, before we start working on this area, the jaw, is I want to just very quickly look at the neck, because what happens with our neck is, as our day goes on, our shoulders reach our ears and we hold all this tightness and heaviness around this area. And also we want to make sure that we're keeping our posture nice and aligned and long. And the muscles on the neck go up and down the way. So what we want to do is make them really bouncy and strong and elongate that neck. So the easiest thing to do before we start the jaw is just take your, so first of all, make sure you're all relaxed, everyone, and sitting in a good position. My dog is barking, I'm sorry. And just give our shoulders a gentle little roll, just to feel and take attention to any tension points here. Like this, good. And then we're going to take our chin and we're going to push it all the way. We're going to stretch and elongate that neck, okay? And what we want to do is just very gently take the hand and just pulse onto the neck and feel the muscles and feel any tension. And what we're doing here is we're very gently stimulating the lymphs, and we're awakening up the muscles before we start working on the jaw. And by stretching that, it just allows those muscles to be activated and the lengthening process to begin. So nice and gentle. And then take our chin over all the way to the opposite side and do the same movement. You don't need to apply a lot of pressure. We're just activating, awakening, and opening up this area before we start on the jaw. Good. Okay, one of my favorites for working on the jawline is using your first two fingers like scissors. So this kind of one move incorporates two, if you like, because we're just changing the position of the fingers. So taking our first two fingers with our palms facing out the way, making sure we're comfortable and our elbows are out to the side, so we're opening up under the arms to help with lymphatic drainage and open up the chest area. We're going to take these fingers, and the index one is going to sit underneath the chin, and the middle finger sits on top of the jaw. And we're just going to sweep long and strong fingers and start isolating that jaw muscle. And also it will help with any puffiness, any tension, any heaviness that's sitting on the jawline. And what you can do is once you get into this move, you then bend the knuckles, and you do the same move again. And what happens here is you become a lot stronger. You really use the strength of these two muscle joints and get right in, go all the way to the ear. You can actually even hold on to the ear at the end and give it a little pull just to open up that area there, because we tend to get a cluster of lymphs under there that can get a little bit sluggish. So that's one good move. We're incorporating kind of two moves into one. The next one I do is I use all my knuckles. So we start from the chin, just under here. And what we're going to do is we're going to circle out and round. So we're using the knuckles to knead away at that muscle there. That's it. So just a circle. And I often keep my thumbs underneath my chin for guidance on where my fingers can go. And we can even just kind of smaller circles there. So this is really good for if you clench your jaw or you grind your teeth at night and you're awake and you get that very heavy feeling. We're just helping to eliminate that. So that's a really nice, easy one to use. And then the last one is a little bit more fun. So we're going to take our left hand, we're going to flip it over our head. We're going to use our fingers and kind of strum on that bottom muscle at the corner of the jaw. But we're going to use our other hand and we're going to do the same move as if we're kind of working out. There you go. And that you can go right under the ear and up into the front of the ear, just making sure you're activating all those muscles, and you'll really start to feel a lightness. And you're really draining the lymphs here as well. Also, there's a cluster of nerves. So it helps to awaken the nervous system. We can take that move all the way up and go into the eyebrows, which is nice and we're nice at this. But then let's do the other side to make sure we're catching both sides of the face. So this is working up the way, and then we're taking these fingers and we're pulling down, so we're taking away. Now, if you've got nails, guys, use the pads of your fingers and just kind of sweep more if that's easier for those that have got long nails. Short nails ideal, great for massaging. And get right under that ear. And again, if you want to continue the move, you can take it all the way up and finish in between the eyebrows. So that's kind of my three really easy moves to help isolate and eliminate and de-stress, depuff, remove fluids, stimulate the lymphatic system. You kind of feel a little bit of energy already around the jawline.
It feels amazing. I mean, straight away you can already feel that release, and you're so right, we hold so much of our emotion and our tension in this area. I know for me, in my face, it's the area, if I'm going through any stress or worried about anything, it will manifest straight away there. So I go straight to doing massage and release for that area. And it's amazing, once you do that, it also then helps the mind. You know, it's so connected. But yeah, you're so right with the jaw area. Well, what I'll do is I'll show one of my favorite releases as well, but I'll also show a really good strengthening one for this area as well, where we can work in lifting the muscles. So again, I'll do 3. So let's start off with one which we can always have a good laugh with. It's a very traditional yogic technique. It's called the lion pose, and it is amazing if you hold tension in your face. So what you do is you inhale, close the eyes. You don't need to screw up the face, but just hold a bit of tension there, and hold a bit of tension in the hands as well. So you take that deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, you're going to stick your tongue out, open your eyes, look up, open your hands and go and let's take that again. Inhale.
Okay.
Let's do 3 more.
Wow.
One more time.
Wow.
And even though we feel a bit silly when we're doing that one, the release is amazing. It's so good also if you feel like you might be coming down with a sore throat. It's very good if you're lacking in energy and you just need to wake up all the facial muscles. And as I said, it's very traditional yogic one. It has been used for thousands of years in yoga, and it has aesthetic benefits, but also those well-being benefits
Well,
too.
yeah, and I guess you're releasing from the breath, aren't you? So when we release, we get rid of all that negativity or the things that don't serve us. So it makes so much sense. I love that move.
Yay! Oh, I'm glad you like it. Okay, so let's do a really nice one, which is going to help to lift the cheeks. Really good if you're starting to find that this area is sort of sagging down a little bit. So with this one, we make our mouth into a smile, but we wrap our lips around the teeth. So we go, and then lip corners go up. Index fingers are here. Now, the reason we have our index fingers here is because we're smoothing any lines that might be created through the exercise. So we're here and we're holding. Now straight away you should feel those muscles engaging as they lift up. We're going to make sure we keep breathing deeply, and then we're going to tilt the head back a little bit, only as far as is comfortable for your neck, and we're going to hold there for 10 seconds. So just take 2 deep breaths. Keep feeling the lip corners lifting up. Keep wrapping lips around the teeth. That's it. Come back down. And let's go one more time, coming back. It's always tricky to talk and demonstrate this one. So lip corners are coming up, lips are wrapping around the teeth. Really feel those cheek muscles engaging, the jaw muscles strengthening. And then slowly come back down. Great. So that one is a lifting, firming, toning one. And you can do that one for up to 1 minute every day.
I'm in.
Yes. And then let's finish with a really nice release. So it's similar to release to what you did, Nicola. This one with, though, we're going to do 2 fingers and thumb, and we're actually going to just pinch, so thumbs underneath. We're going to pinch down into the muscle. So with this one, it's always tempting to sort of just pull the skin out. But what we want to do is really get down into the muscle, and we go right up to that point, right at the top of the ear there. And sometimes I take my index finger and just wiggle into that point a little bit. That's a point that's used a lot in Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicine. It's very good if you've got blocked ears, jaw tension, sinus issues. And let's take that again. So we're pinching up, all the way up our jawline. Lovely. And let's wiggle our finger when we get to the top. And really you can spend as long as you like on this acupressure point. It's sometimes nice just to press and hold. You can even do some little massage one way and then in the other direction. And I often like to finish this jaw massage off using my thumbs and just gliding up and just letting any tension release. It has a lovely lifting effect on the skin as well. So they're my 3 releasing, strengthening, and then relaxing techniques for the jaw.
Fantastic. I think my favorite one is I think that's my favorite, because you can really very quickly feel the engagement of the muscles and the jaw and also on the cheeks, and you're like, okay, yes, definitely. Great to do that, and then do a little massage to release and drain everything. Wonderful.
Exactly. Yay, I'm glad you like those. It's so nice we can both share our favourite techniques. It's great. And I know, Nicola, that in loads of questions. So what I'll do is I'll go back to the beginning. I'll start asking some of the questions and we can sort of answer them together, which will be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so first question is how to get a perfect jawline. So Nicola, do you want to go first on this one?
I think, first and foremost, I think what you have to do is understand that everyone's jawline is very different and your jawline is unique and perfect to you. So by incorporating just the moves that I think we did here is going to really help to reduce any puffiness and any sluggishness. I think it's important to remember to be gentle on yourself to start with in doing those moves. I would probably start with your moves and do the yoga moves and really activate those muscles that we just spoke about. I would then finish with doing a massage move that I'm using, which is still quite intense. You can really use strength in the muscle, in the fingers actually, when you're doing your movements. Make sure you've got an oil or a balm on so that you're not dragging the skin. You really want to enjoy the movement. And again, remember to activate the neck muscles, because the neck and the jaw are very connected, obviously. So we want to make sure that if this area is good and drained and then the neck is strong and long, that will immediately make a difference to this part of the jawline. And not to I mean, there used to be those old myths of chewing gum gives you a strong jawline. No, if anything, it's going to bulk you out and make tension, make fluid sit there. So none of those old wives' tales, more the professional guidance I think is needed. So it's just about releasing tension, stress, because the muscle loves to be activated with massage, and we'll just go soft but strong. You know, so the heaviness will go and you'll really improve those contours. What do you think?
And I think I completely agree with everything you said. And I love that concept of soft but strong. That's what we're looking for. We don't want that tension there. We want these muscles to be lifted and sculpted, but we don't want to be holding all our stress and tension there. So that lovely combination of doing the massage and the release and the strengthening techniques is great. And I also loved how you put in there about we're all perfect and unique as we are. And I think that's something which is really important to put in. You know, we're showing these techniques to really enhance who we are naturally, to make us feel good about ourselves, to lift and sculpt our face, of course, but a lot of it is just about having so much gratitude for our faces as they are now, feeling good in the moment, and just that self-acceptance of who we are as well. So something I love including in face yoga is breathing techniques, but also affirmations, and sometimes just simple ones such as repeating I am enough. You know, that can be really, really good, because we're all guilty of looking in a mirror and criticizing ourselves. We all do it. And it's just, and it's often the first thought that comes into our head in the day as well. So anything we can do which is going to help us feel good in our mind is also going to help our face to look great too.
100%. I think we're very good at self-abuse with regards to how we talk to ourselves, and then going into comparison mode with other people. We're all very beautifully unique, and I think if you understand and love your body, and those affirmations of good morning beautiful, I mean, you might not feel that way, but when you start giving those intentions to your body and your cells will respond. Our body is an activator by our mind, our thoughts, and our words. So be very mindful of your words to yourself. Talk to yourself like you would talk to your child or your lover or your best friend, because that's who you are. And again, I always finish my teachings with breath work. I open and close them with breath work, but also put your hands on your heart at the end of your daily practice, even if it's a 30-second massage, and give your body gratitude for getting you through each day. How wonderful it is. And that mindset will change how your eyes look at yourself.
Yes, completely. We're so aligned, Nicola. We believe exactly the same thing, definitely. Okay, so, we got so many questions, Nicola. I hope you're in this for the long run.
good.
We've got questions about number 11 lines. So maybe you want to go first, and then I can give a little bit too.
Sure. I mean, we'll probably end up doing something very similar with regards here. There's a few different moves you can do. I think with regards to these lines here, if you think about why they're being created first and foremost, so it's our expression, and it tends to be that kind of, and always looking down, that expression as well, looking down and frowning. So just remember, the reason it's happening is because the muscles are doing the same move all the time and then becoming heavy, and that the skin tissue becomes imprinted with the muscle movement. So even by just taking your thumb and your index finger and squeezing on those muscles, find that tension point and then release, and work slightly further along and release. Another one that I do, we kind of touched on earlier, is taking your two fingers and just walking through and gently lifting. But when you're into the middle section here, at the top of the bridge of the nose, you can use some pressure. So you can really work your fingers into that area. And also remember, the muscle doesn't just sit here. It comes all the way up and round here. So activating the whole muscle. The muscles, if you strengthen them here, they will lift that area there. And working and wiping out the way. Another one to do is by putting your your index fingers on the sides of your eyes, gently sweeping under your eyes just to activate and get rid of any tension and puffiness, and then take that middle finger up onto the eyebrows and really push in tiny little circles where you feel that tension point, and then sweeping with some power along under the eyebrows. So you lift the eye area, but you also remove the tension and stress that's sitting in that muscle, because we don't want to eliminate that muscle from being able to work. We don't want to put it in a coma. We don't want to make it sleepy, because then it becomes very tired and loses its vitality. So we want to work out, same as we do with our shoulders. When we work out the heaviness and stress in the shoulders sit better. So really working on those eyebrows.
Yeah, completely agree. And again, it goes back to that strong but soft. But definitely this area, we can be prone to pulling in, again, really related to emotions. So when we're worried, when we're anxious, we're doing those repeated stress related expressions here, and in time, obviously, as our collagen and elastin production is slowing down as we're older, as we get older, those expressions are etching into the skin. So the massage daily is so important. All those techniques you said, definitely add those into the routine. I like this one, which is very nice. I do one with a knuckle as well, which is lovely. And again, you can go sort of right up, as you say, the muscle sort of fans out there. So really working with a massage every day, and using a mirror as well. I often recommend this. So just throughout the day, grab a mirror and just check, what am I doing with my face? Am I pulling this area in? Because sometimes for hours on end, we're pulling this in and we don't even realise, or we're tensing our jaw, you know, going back to the jaw. But just looking in a mirror and just thinking, okay, just soften, relax, let go. That in itself can be massively preventative for those lines.
Absolutely. Excuse me. Absolutely.
Right. Okay, so let's have a little look. We've got a question here about getting results to reduce dark circles and eye bags. How long does it usually take? So I'm guessing they're asking if we're doing massage around that area. What would you
Again, everyone's very different. So it depends on, I mean, a lot of things with regards to fluid in the eye area and also the jawline is related to what's going on inside your body. So it could be related to the types of foods, or sometimes if you've had, you know, a glass of red wine or one too many, that can cause. So have a think about what you're putting into your body first and foremost that can cause perhaps those fluid retention. With regards to the eye area, you can start to see quite quickly an improvement to that area when you start doing massage. I mean, you know, anything from a couple of days. Some people have instant results. We're like, oh my goodness, like there's my eyes.
Yeah.
Other people, it takes a little bit longer. I think it's about understanding that whatever you're doing is improving and serving you. So not to have too many expectations attached to anything that you're doing, but understand that you're giving your body love and attention that it craves. We crave touch therapy. So when we start stimulating just around here, we will see a difference quite quickly. For sure, you'll improve every time you massage. And do it with your eye cream as well. So in the morning, it's nice to do. I use cold spoons, cold teaspoons, and very gently just massage around there just to awaken up. A little bit of tapotment as well will gently awaken and remove any fluids and tension. And then when you're putting your eye cream on, that move that I showed you earlier, index finger just gently support the skin and the move. Middle finger in and out very gently. And what we have to understand is we don't need to apply pressure under the eye area. We're draining, we're stimulating the lymphs. We're also stimulating the natural production of hyaluronic acid. So we produce the most amount of hyaluronic acid in our eye area to obviously keep our eyeballs nice and moist and be able to work. But the knock-on effect is there is hyaluronic acid there. So by massaging, we help to stimulate the production of collagen as well. And we're really feeding those very delicate skin cells with nutrition and oxygen from the blood by massaging. So you will very quickly start to see results, but I would not be critical. Just take your time and understand that any progression is good progression. Any massage is good for your body, good for your soul.
Absolutely, completely agree. And it really is from the inside out. You know, doing that daily massage, spoons are great in the morning, particularly if you're keeping them in the fridge. And like you say, being so delicate with that area. I think when we're desperate to get rid of puffiness or dark circles, it's really tempting to want to be heavy-handed, but we need to use, I always use the term feather-light touch, so the really, really gentle touch under that area, but definitely looking at what's going on the inside. So, you know, if we're not getting enough sleep, if we're drinking too much alcohol, eating too much sugar, not drinking enough water, all of these things are going to show instantly in our eye area. It's the first place in our face which shows that. So I think, yes, we need to be making sure we're doing the daily massage, but you're completely spot on with saying, let's look at everything holistically as well. It's all connected for sure.
Oh, it's totally collective. If you think about, sorry, I'm a bit croaky this morning. If you think about your body is one whole being, beautifully designed, beautifully connected. So your face is a map for what's going on inside you, what's going on in your body. So if you're maybe, you know, if you're having a little bit of disease somewhere in your body or in any of your organs, it tends to show up on your face. So be mindful of that as well, that your face is not separate to the rest of your body. And it's very much a window for what's going on internally. And again, touch therapy, massaging the face also connects with every other part of our body as well. And also just by calming the mind and just giving energy into the chakras, starting from the crown.
Absolutely, completely agree. Okay, so let's
one more thing actually. Let me just add with regards to eye area. Sorry.
Yeah.
A lot of people get puffy and then in dark circles and think, oh my goodness, I need, and they overload products. The worst thing you could do is overload any eye products onto that area. People tend to think that if they have a product, they use more of it, it's going to work quicker. But that's false, because what will happen is you will overload that very delicate eye area and you will get puffy from using too much product. So be very mindful of that as well. Slowly, slowly wins the race. Nice and gentle.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's been, I don't know if you've ever seen any of those sort of pictures that surgeons have showed when they're doing surgery around this area, and they often open up this area and you can see build up a product in that area because it's just putting more and more on. But you're right, just a little bit, ring finger, just tapping it in around the eye area, you know, even a little bit of sort of gentle massage around the eye area, but just go super gentle, treat it with care. I always think about it like a piece of tissue paper, you know, and how easy we could rip a piece of tissue paper if we were to do a heavy touch. So just a gentle touch is a great way to think of it.
And also be aware that the eye area, really works like an onion. It draws moisture from its surrounding area, and that's so that the eye can function correctly and there's enough moisture in there. So if you think about the fact that this whole area really thinks about drawing moisture, so even if you're putting product on the outer contour, you're still going to benefit those inner contours right up to the waterline, right onto the lid as well. So there is no need to put lots of heavy product on that very gentle area, because it's going to naturally draw it for you.
Absolutely, completely agree. So many questions. Okay, so this is an interesting one. I'm often answering this question. It'll be interesting to see what you say about this. How to reduce chin fat. I knew you would laugh straight away at that, and actually we're not laughing at your question, the lovely lady that wrote that. It's just that I'm sure Nicola will explain about fat and what we can do, and I'll go on afterwards. So.
Yeah, I laugh for that reason, because I get asked it all the time as well. It's like, what about this? What can I do with all this fat? Again, it's about looking, first and foremost, you need to look at your diet. You need to look at what you're putting into your body. You also need to understand the structure of your face, okay, and how your face works. And again, not cutting off your face from this area and thinking it's separate to your body, and really activating those lymphatic nodules. Now, we have a cluster of them here, under here, and then all the way down the neck, throughout the whole body. So first and foremost, your posture is very important. So massaging the neck, elongating the neck, keeping the cervical spine nice and long and nice and strong. The stronger and softer these muscles are, the better contours you're actually going to have. When it comes to this area here, first and foremost, it's wonderful to have deposits of fatty tissue on here. We don't have a lot of fatty tissue naturally on our face, which is why our face ages slightly quicker than other parts of our body. But this is really good for defining your jawline. So again, doing those massage moves that we looked at, and releasing by doing that move also, and working into here. Everything is connected outwards now. Work from the center of your face outwards and upwards, the natural contours. Excuse me, fluids hold underneath here as well. So when it's about fluid, we need again to look at how we're draining off. Never apply heavy pressure down the front of the neck. Very, very gentle. Always work out and down the sides of the neck to the back.
Completely agree. And you know, spot reducing fat, and I mean, I've been teaching yoga for sort of 16, 17 years, and actually even before I was focusing more on the face, people used to say to me, you know, how can I spot reduce fat from my bottom or from my arm area? And my answer for the body is exactly the same as what I have now said for the last 15 years for the face, is we can't spot reduce from one particular area of the body or the face. So we can't, for example, say, oh, I've got excess fat in this area, I'd like to reduce it there, but I'd like to keep it here. So what it is if you are having that excess fat around that area, you're completely right. First of all, it's just looking at general lifestyle. So actually, do we need to eat a little bit healthier, move a little bit more? Is it about general weight loss? Is that going to help, first of all? Also looking at our posture, and you're so right how much that affects it. And especially nowadays, you know, looking down at a phone, and we find that fluid starts to build up in this area. So you can't sort of pick an area and just burn the fat from that area, but you can help to drain the fluid, and you can tone the muscle under the skin. One of my favourites for this area is lips together, tilt the head back a little bit, tip of the tongue up and down towards the roof of the mouth for a minute, and you just feel it here. Yeah. As the tip of the tongue, and that will help to tone. And then your massage techniques, you're so right, just helping to get rid of that area. So I hope that answers the question about chin fat, and it'd be the same answer, because I know quite a few people are asking about double chin as well, so it'd be
it's the same thing.
Answer.
I think, guys,
yeah,
just think about your body as one whole being, and how beautifully designed it is. As I said earlier, your body is more than capable of looking after you. So you need to look after it so it can look after you. So it is about even just like fluid movements in the morning. So by doing movements like this or certain yoga poses, you're connecting and activating other parts of the body that are a little bit sluggish. So everything will start to realign, and you will start to lose those pockets of fat that may have been sitting there in a sluggish motion for a long time. So just little tweaks, little movements, change what you're doing perhaps with your diet, or move more, or as we said, a little bit more massage definitely helps activate everything. And posture, guys, changes your whole, just by slight movements.
Yeah, straight away, lifts everything, tones everything, opens everything up, definitely.
Yeah.
Should we do 2 more questions, Nicola? Have you got time for that? Is that okay? Brilliant. Okay, so there's a lot actually on marionette lines. So I don't know if you want to go for that first.
Why don't you go first? Because I'd like to hear what
Yeah.
you've got to say. I've got lots to say, but I feel like I'm taking over your
I've got loads to say on everything too. I feel like we could do like a 5-hour live here quite easily.
I know.
We'll have to do them more regularly, Nicola. Everyone was so excited about this live, so we'll have to do them more regularly.
Okay.
It's lovely how, you know, we've got such similar answers, but also slightly different too, which I think brings it all together so nicely.
I love it too. Yes, definitely. Let's do regular. I'm up for that, guys.
Great. Amazing. Lovely. So marionette lines. So all of the stuff we've already talked about is hugely important for this area. Releasing that jaw tension, first of all. I mean, a big reason why we're getting lines in this area is we're holding that stress and tension. So all of those ones we did earlier in terms of releasing the jawline, some of the ones I showed, and all of those ones that Nicola showed as well, is going to make a huge difference. And even just the tip that I gave about just looking in the mirror through the day, are you holding this area tight and tense? Is it creating lines here? One of my favorite face yoga exercises for that is you make an O shape with the mouth.
Yeah.
We take our fingers and we just...
Yeah.
And it's just super gentle. So we are strengthening this muscle around the mouth here, which is great. But we're also just working in that area, massaging. But you can really just get into that area with your massage as well. I find that's really nice. I like a gua sha actually for that area too. I find that really helps to lift and tone, define the jawline.
I can show you how to do that one.
Please do. Yeah, exactly.
I have my toolbox and my fridge underneath my desk in my office.
Lovely.
Okay, there's. I agree with you 100%. I mean, I do slightly different moves, but the same results, guys.
Yeah.
Thumbs under the chin, first 2 fingers, and what we want to do is we start by just holding the chin, and then we're massaging in a semicircle till the fingers meet. So what we're doing is not only activating and supporting the upper lip, but we're activating this muscle here. So this is a very easy one to do. But from this one, I then say to you, take the fingers, find the cheekbone muscle, slightly lift it up, and then slowly spread out. So you're also activating all these muscles because they're all connected together. So you're strengthening your scaffolding. Okay, you can't just work on one bit, you have to continue up the face. And with regards to gua sha, simply, actually this is a jade one, I would probably use rose in the morning, or even the clear quartz, but for purposes of just demonstration, you take
a good all-round one, isn't it?
Yeah. Use this one. You also can get the smaller ones as well, but even just very small picking. So you're starting to lift the muscle that sits above this line. Because obviously you strengthen that, you strengthen this. And then
is that a Hey You gua sha using there?
Huh? Yes,
is that a Hey You? Yes, yeah, we stock those on our website, those lovely Hey You gua shas. They're yeah, wonderful. And the precision, I was going to say the precision as well. And also you can get right into the marionette lines with the precision as well, can't you?
You can really activate and work it.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid of it. This is a really great tool.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can see the redness already because that's just the blood. So you're activating everything. Muscle feels really awake and starting to strengthen now. So that's a really good one.
Brilliant. Great. Okay, let's do one last question. I know you guys are asking us so many questions. Let me see. Everyone's very excited that we're doing this together, which is so nice. So many lovely comments from everyone. Oh, this is a nice one. Okay, so let's see. This is our final one. Hooded eyes. Questions on hooded eye area.
Sorry, I just got hooked into a very long question. Like, oh, hooded eyes.
So I'm going to save this live on my channel. So yeah, if there's any other questions, pop them there. Even tag Nicola in as well, and Nicola can answer them as well, because there are so many questions. I honestly don't know if we get through them in hours. So let's do the hooded eye question.
Okay.
And then, yeah, people can also DM us, can't they, with these questions that we can answer. So.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes as well, going back on our old Instagram TV, where we've kept lots of lives over the years, you might find that you'll get your answer from those if you can't DM us.
We both have loads of those.
Okay, hooded eyes. So here's the thing with hooded eyes. Hooded eyes, again, is fluid, a build-up of fluid. It can also be genetic. So depending on your facial structure, dependent on your genetic system and your epigenetic system as well. So with hooded eyes, what I like to do is just very simple moves. So here's one that's very old that actually my mother taught me. And it's just, right? I think her mother taught her probably, from my grandmother. So you want to just take your index fingers and place them onto your eyebrows when your eyes are awake and open. Lift up the eyebrow and then very gently squeeze the eyes closed together for 3, 2, 1, and then relax. So do that once a day, guys. You overdo it, you will really stress out the tiny, delicate muscles in the eyelid. But doing it once a day for 3 seconds will help to strengthen those tiny little muscles here and strengthen the muscles along the eyebrows. They're kind of going a little slow that way. And that opens up the eye. Okay, so that will help to lift this area and strengthen the muscle. Another thing to do is, again, looking at your diet. So sometimes things like dairy, eating too much animal dairy, can cause mucus forming fluids that sit in our system and become quite sluggish. So just have a little look at your diet. Maybe drink a little bit more water, and also if you take high alkaline, so lots of alkaline into your diet will help to remove the acids that we're naturally quite acidic. So by making our system more alkaline, we're reducing those acids, which can form, that chemical reaction forms the puffiness and the fluid retention. So think about those things as well. And then again, with regards to massage, going back to the one I showed you earlier, being gentle here, and when we get onto this muscle here, gently, but with a little bit more pressure, lifting up. That motion there helps to drain the fluids. Again, don't overdo it. If you've got fluids that are puffy in the eye, take the time to understand that you want to go a little bit slower to get the results you want. Be gentle with yourself.
Completely agree. And I mean, I have so many hooded eye techniques which I really love doing. Loads really similar to yours. A really similar exercise. The only sort of exercise I recommend for that is a really similar, just a very slight lift here, closing the eye against the resistance of the fingers. So it's really similar. We're just slightly under the eyebrow, and I usually hold that for about 10 seconds, and that works really nicely with lifting, firming. I love 2 fingers and thumb again, just gently pinching across. That's a lovely one again. If you've got the 11 lines, you can hold and then you pinch across, is lovely. And actually, I really like a lot of the traditional yogic eye techniques as well, so eye movements. So hands here, and this is if you're very prone to raising the eyebrows. If you're not, you can do it without. And you're just simply looking up, down, side to side.
Very important.
You can even go round, as though you're looking around a clock face, and all the other way. And it's a good one actually if you want to retrain the forehead, if you're finding that you're very overactive with the forehead area. Hands there, and you can practice widening the eyes and looking up and down, side to side. But even if you're not overactive with that area, it's really working with strengthening this muscle all around here, but also inside the eye as well. It's helping with that energy and that prana, you know. And it's always tempting to think, oh, we're just going to isolate this one little muscle and lift here, but actually it's about the energy all the way around. This is everything's about circulation and energy, and if
everything,
we can just really work with that,
everything. You know what? I think that's a really good point. Everything we're electric. We're electric human beings, and we vibrate at a frequency. And the more joy you have in your body, the higher your frequency, the higher you vibrate, and the healthier your body becomes. So the lower density vibrations of fear, anxiety, depression, sadness, our bodies react in a negative way. We either hold tension, or we hold fluids, or we hold fatty tissues. So understanding that it all comes from inside that heart space, and everything is emitted out the way. So in order to deal with this, we go in first, we deal with us. We love ourselves. We understand our body is this amazing spaceship that's getting us through this planet, and how easy it is for us to look after it, because it looks after us, not to make it difficult. But what's very important that you touched on is the eye movement, because if we strengthen from within, we will lose that puffiness and that density and that kind of like those heavier muscle lines. So everything inside as well as outside. It's a beautiful point that you made with the eyes.
Oh, amazing. Nicola, thank you so much. And thank you everyone for all these amazing, amazing questions. And as I said, I wish we could answer all of them, but what we'll do is, Nicola, we'll do another live, maybe within the next week or so. We can even do it across on your channel. And then we can spend a bit of time, well, a bit longer, answering everyone's questions. Maybe we'll do a full Q&A session.
Well, I'm happy to do that.
Questions.
Funnily enough, I kind of said to all my lovely followers this week that I was looking to maybe do some sort of Q&A session, maybe on a Saturday morning or one day of the week or one evening. So maybe we can do that together.
Let's do that, yeah.
Because it's quite a nice thing to do, and people are always wanting to ask questions, and it's difficult to go through them here. And now that Instagram saves our lives differently, you can't see the comments when it's saved.
I know, which is such a shame. So, but everyone's saying thank you so much. Some really, really sweet messages, and a lot of people are saying they're missing their facials. So actually, this is lovely for them. More lives, please. Everyone's saying more lives, and thank you. So yeah, absolutely amazing. Let's do a Q&A session in the next week or so, Nicola, and we'll both put it out on our stories and let people know what time that'll be.
Very happy to do that. And also just remind everyone that we both individually do lots of lives that are available on our channels. I do a morning one to wake up your skin, and also do an evening one with some breath work. I know you do so many lives as well.
So many videos on my channel. So I mean, even if you just go to my IGTV or even to my reels on my page, you will just see so many videos which will probably answer most of the questions that are on there.
Exactly, me too. And also I think you and I both provide a similar service where you do one-to-one consultations. So if you ever feel that you want to ask a little more, or you want some very individualized, then we're both available for online consultations. You do that, right? Yes?
At the moment, all my teachers are doing it.
Okay.
So I train people to be face yoga teachers. So you can book it with one of my trained teachers, just because I'm so busy doing the teacher training at the moment.
I'm so sorry.
Everything else I do, and 2 little children as well.
I'm advertising your services out. I'm so sorry. I'm just going
no, but it's great. I've personally trained a lot of our certified teachers. So you can go onto my website, faceyogaexpert.com/sessions. You can book a one-to-one consultation, a one-off, or a set of 3 sessions with one of the people that I have trained. Absolutely worth it, and really, really good, because it allows you to have a very personalized face yoga program designed for you.
Perfect. I knew there was something about bookings. I just thought I could maybe you were still doing it. But yeah, I mean, whoever you're going to be teaching is wonderful. And I do the same thing. I do consultations to show you how to massage your face. And lots of other stuff. It was been wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Nicola. And we'll meet again in the next week or so.
Can't wait.
Yay. Amazing. Lots of love. Take care.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.